Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, sit down and buckle up for one of the best ever Nemesis and Alton Towers updates that we have ever done. I want to start by going through the housekeeping really quickly because this is a really important one, because this is going to be a really good fully featured update. So let's get this out of the way first of all. So we had a spotter with us. We had visual line of sight on the drone at all times. We never flew within Alton Towers property at all. The terrain at Alton Towers is quite undulating, so the law states that you cannot fly more than 400 foot above the ground below the drone. And as we know, the sides of Alton Towers go up about 400 foot or so. So that enables us to fly higher than 400 foot, because it's not 400 foot from takeoff, it's 400 foot from the ground above you. So as long as when we're coming back to land, we follow the terrain down, and when we take off, we follow the terrain up, we're perfectly legal. We use a 200mm zoom lens, and the majority of these shots are shot with that zoom lens, so it looks like we're really close to the park. I will include some further zoomed out shots of exactly where we are, and you'll find that actually you can barely see anything. So if you was to fly a normal drone from this angle, legally, this is the shot that you would be able to get, and it's of no use to anybody. It's purely because we've got this incredible 200mm zoom lens that we can actually get so close to the action. Speaking of getting close to the action, this update is phenomenal. We arrived at the location with the spotter, who I can now say on this particular occasion was the wonderful JEDI FPV. Give him a follow below, please, because physically that man helped me as well as helped me with the spotting as well. So really appreciate his help. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't have done this update without him. I needed that physical help. So thank you very much, JEDI FPV. Go give that man a follow. Blow his channel up for me, people. So we arrived, and initially the weather was not really on our side. There was a bit of rain. It was a little bit windy. It was a bit too windy to fly. So we just sort of held off a little bit. We stayed warm. We stayed dry. And we waited for the wind and the rain to pass, and pass indeed it is. So we moved into our position whereby we can see the drone and get the shots for you that you all want. So first of all, we'll have a quick look around the area. Now we can see the new helicopter where everybody said the eye was going. So where is the eye? I'm not sure. We can also see the other helicopter, which is on the stall turn, and hopefully I can link this up, because I'm doing this separately to the video because I've got such little time to put them together as one. You're gonna have to bear with me. However, if we look at the top of the queue line, we can see one of those pieces of track that was taken away and refurbished and made to look like the new colour scheme. Where's that going? Because that's the first time we've seen it inside the right area, and it's clearly going somewhere. Are we going to have them? Are we going to put a loop around the queue line? I really don't know. Further on into this, we've also got, is it Project Ocean? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really not sure. The new flat ride for this area. We've also got, we can see the hole that they're starting to dig for Project Ocean. I don't know if they're going to dig into the ocean. I don't even know if it's called Project Ocean. I may be completely wrong. Please correct me down below. Or if I'm right, let me know, because I don't know. On this day, it was quite busy, but we had a look around from the same spot using the zoom lens. We had a look at Rita and we had a look at 13, and there was some people milling around over there, but not a lot going on. We did see cranes over on the other side of the park, but unfortunately we did not have time to do anything other than Forbidden Valley for you guys, and I know this is what you guys want, so this is what we focused on. So there's cranes and stuff going on over there. I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure what's going on the other side of the park, because again, we just focused on this particular area. We then saw Galactica do a nice test run. We saw it do a couple of test runs, and actually at one point I thought it was going to roll back and stall. It was going really slow over its last inversion. Hopefully I can put that on the screen at some point if it's not on the screen right now. Then obviously we saw the monorail test, and then we said, right, let's go home. But we didn't. So before we get into the main event of the evening, if I can just pause briefly to ask that you like, comment, share and subscribe. Help us grow, bring these videos to more and more people who appreciate them just as much as you guys do. Thank you. Let the show commence. So as we restart the video, I would like to ask a question. If we look at the lift hill with the people moving up it on Galactica. I've got to ask you the question, what are they actually doing? Why are there so many people walking up the lift hill stairs, and why have we got people climbing up the ladders there? What is going on Galactica? Because it had gone round and it had tested a few times, as we've seen, quite slowly. It did at times look, I don't know. I'm not the expert. Remember that, guys. I'm not the theme park expert here. You are. I'm the drone guy. So to me, it looked like it was going to stall or roll back at times. It was going that slow. So why? What's going on? Is it just like the normal winter thing with like running the new wheels and things? And I genuinely don't know. So please do let me know in the comments below. But let me know why all these people are climbing up this lift hill and climbing up ladders. I'm going to guess it's some emergency practice. I don't know. I really don't know. Please do let me know in the comments below, because I am probably, not for the first time, and certainly not for the last time, probably making a fool of myself right now. So we've looked at the whole for where Project Ocean is going. We've looked at the testing of Galactica. Got a nice little monorail shot going past the beautifully painted and decorated new Nemesis Reborn. I probably should know the name by now. And obviously we've looked at the new scenic items, the new helicopters, the new piece of track that's in the top of the queue line. I guess it's time that we take a closer look at Nemesis Reborn. So as we take a look around Forbidden Valley, I thought it'd be a nice idea for anybody who's not clued up on roller coasters to explain a little bit of my basic rudimentary knowledge on how Galactica, or formerly Air, operates, as we can see on the screen now. It has two stations, so it's a bit like a train essentially. It comes up to the points, the computer decides what station's in use, which one's the best one for it to go into, and then it veers off either left or right, goes into the station, and that's how they can run 4 trains. I might be wrong. It used to be 4 trains, I'm sure it did. I don't think they do that anymore. Lots of lost cuttings, but let's be positive about this for a second. So that's how they can do that, because obviously it takes a lot longer to load something like Galactica than it does to load something like the Runaway Mine Train, for example, which we haven't seen any Runaway Mine Train updates on this channel for far too long. It's a difficult one to capture with the drone. However, it's not impossible. We've just got to move spots. And like I say, we could have done that, and we could have done a bigger park update, but it would have been less focus on Nemesis Reborn. And ultimately, what we're about to show pretty soon, and I'm trying to tease it as much as I can, but we've got testing footage of it. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 videos of it testing. And ultimately, I believe if we hadn't have stuck around and used all our time available here in Forbidden Valley, and we'd have done updates from around the park, sure, we'd have done a full park update, but we'd have missed the testing, because the testing was actually at the end of our allotted time before we had to leave. So it is what it is. I will try my best to do a further full park update as and when I can. The park opens in just over a week, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to do, or apart from really early mornings, but we tried that. And whilst the update was well received, I'll be genuinely honest, I wasn't happy with the quality of the video and the images shot, purely down to the fact it was just so dark because it was an early morning. Now, potentially as we move into the summer, it's early, about 6 o'clock in the morning, there is potential that we could do an early morning shoot as we get lighter mornings. But, you know, you may not want an update in the summer because you'll all be going there, let's be fair. So, again, another call to action, so I do apologise. This is probably the 3rd one I've done now. But let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to continue doing these updates as we move into the summer months. Like I say, we can do it. It is possible. We have to do it early morning before the park is open. It's not a problem once the weather changes and we get lighter mornings. But would that be of interest to anybody? Because it's a fair bit of effort, it's a fair bit of travelling. Ultimately, let me know, because if you're not interested, it's not a problem. We'll just wait and we'll do some Project Horizon or SW9 or whatever it's called. I don't know, because I'm an idiot. And I have to admit that helicopter, that new helicopter where people kept telling me the eye is going, looks a bit like Airwolf, doesn't it? Are we sure that's not Nick Varney's old helicopter? And at some point through this video, you may have already seen it. If not, it'll be on screen now or later. We've got people working on the roof of Galactica. It appears all they're doing is something to do with the air conditioning, so it doesn't appear to be anything major other than just general routine maintenance as you would expect in the winter. And we have a very quick shot of the pagode. again in a 200mm zoom lens, so you will see the trees moving because we zoomed into them. Obviously, as you can see, the drone is rock steady. We had visual line of sight. The drone didn't actually move, or apart from on its axes left and right, it stayed in the same place. And we just utilised that incredible zoom lens and got you a little quick snap of the gardens that I think I called Blue Flag Gardens last time, because I am an idiot. Like I say, we have a lovely shot of the monorail testing. It's a shame that the shot we got testing of the monorail was actually one of the really dirty ones instead of one of the cleaner ones. But hopefully they'll give that a bit of a spruce up before the season starts, because the ones that have been cleaned that we've seen in the past few weeks do look so much better. And as we take a further look away from Nemesis Reborn, we can see the site looks really nice. The work and the effort that's gone into this is the level of work and effort that you would expect into a new SW coaster. They've really, they haven't left anything unturned. They've really spent their entire budget, let's be fair. There's been no expense spared by the looks of this. It really does look genuinely stunning. And the fact that we've got 2 helicopters is, I guess, going to be part of the new storyline, but the fact that we've got 2 new helicopters is just wonderful. And I guess it's time to view the testing footage. So we can see, what I will say, from what I'm led to believe after what I mentioned earlier on in this voiceover, is that the coaster will run slower as it is newer and will wear in, or bed in, or whatever the official terminology is, as it runs more and more. So I have noticed a couple of things with Nemesis Reborn. First of all, it does seem to be running a little bit slower than when I rode it, certainly on the last corner, but it's a lot quieter as well. And now I don't know if anybody else that's been filming it from the car park has noticed that. Let me know, please, in the comments below. But certainly from where we were, you can normally hear the roar of it as it goes round, even though, like I said, we are quite a distance from the park. You can hear it echoing around. And we didn't. I think we heard it on the first corner once. But after that, it was just, you could hear it, but it was just not like the Nemesis roar that we used to. Now that, like I say, could have been because of how far away we were from the park. Like I say, you've got to remember, with this zoom lens, we are approximately something like 300 to 400 foot away from the subject that we're actually shooting. And one of the amazing shots I hope I put on screen now, because I'm watching it as I record this, is the monorail testing as Nemesis goes up the lift hill. I think that's the money shot of all that we've done. I think that's the money shot, because as a kid and even as an adult, one of the best things ever when you went to Alton Towers is you got on that monorail and you went past, and the first thing you saw was Nemesis, and you saw it roaring round, and it just got you ready for it. And then you saw the rapids, and then you saw the runaway mine train, and then you could sort of see coming into the, and it was just, yeah. So I do feel that that's, of everything that we've done today, I think that's the money shot, with the monorail going across and Nemesis hitting that lift hill. I think it's called a stall turn, and it seems to be going a little bit slower around that stall turn as well. But we've also got to remember, if we look at the amount of dummies on board, it appears that we only have half the train of dummies and then half the seats of the rows that actually have dummies in them. So I dare say they can tighten that up as they forward and get the thing running that little bit sweeter. And I think now our time is done. We will leave you with the final shot of Nemesis Reborn, as our job for this winter is now complete. It's been a wild ride. We started last year when we heard that it was being dismantled, and we got there before any pieces were taken off. We got there when the first piece was taken off. We got there when there was people drilling pieces off and drilling new foundations in. And we got there when the last piece was taken off, and we actually followed it. We got to a scrapyard, we found the scrapyard, we took aerial shots of it in the scrapyard. So we didn't do any work as it was being constructed, because the park was open. And I think I wanted the wow factor, that when we did finally take off with that drone again, that we could see, wow, the last time we was here, there was no pieces of track. We've come back, and this is what we've got. And I think that really resonated with you, the viewers. I know you guys have seen it being constructed all year, and you've been there and you've been taking your video, and I've been watching all of them, by the way. I do watch everybody's videos here. So if make sure you leave a comment as well, telling me in the comments below if you've actually done any updates, so I can I can make sure that I've watched yours as well and given you a subscription, because sometimes my head can sometimes jump from one thing to another. So I can sometimes watch somebody's update and then completely forget to subscribe. So if I'm not subscribed to you, let me know in the comments below. And if you do any updates, again, let me know, because I can subscribe to you. I guess the only question now, before we go and get ready to ride Nemesis Reborn, is do we think that there is any possible way that Alton Towers can build a system to give us the blood rivers back? I know it was stopped a few years ago because somebody pressed the wrong button and flushed all of the contaminated water into the water table. Can they do it? Can they build some sort of self-contained water system so we can get those blood rivers back? I was having a look. There's nothing currently going on with regards to the rivers. The bus appears to be the original bus, where I said last time he's had a 4x4. Has it been replaced? I think it's just been given a facelift. So again, check that on screen and let me know what you think. But yeah, can Alton Towers bring the blood river back? Let me know. I know everybody wants it, but can they do it? Like I say, really quickly, thank you so much for all the support you've given. If you do want me to continue doing updates throughout the summer in the early mornings, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you again next winter when we have more construction of SW9, Project Horizon, Project Ocean, or whatever happens when they start building something else. We'll be there.